What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Mindset Monday. And today, Alex and I talk about the highway. Okay, so this might not make sense to you right now, but when you hear this episode, you will understand that we are all trying to get on the highway in life. And Alex does a great job of breaking down some barriers as to the mindset going into achieving any big goal, any big accomplishment, any big milestone in life. And what an awesome Mindset Monday. So be mindful, though, we were driving on this episode with our headphones in, of course. So it's not as high quality as normal. Just bear with us. The value is value packed. I think you're going to love it. And we love feedback on these. So please reach out. Let us know if you're getting anything out of these. Motivates us to keep going. So Mindset Monday starts right now. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's going on, everyone? I'm back with Alex Corral for another Mindset Monday. Man, we're super stoked to have you a part of this, man, dude. So many people have been reaching out about just the things you're saying. I mean, as we continue the story of the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of business through your eyes, your high frequency, high vibrancy, high everything energy. How you doing this week, man? Tell us, give us the rundown.
Boom nominal, baby. We're all just being consistent, Tanner, in this high energy, frequency, vibrancy mindset. Important to stay on a high level of belief, high level of consistency. If you feel yourself getting into a little bit of lack or scarcity or fear, you got to really be aware and cut it and pivot to a more positive state of mind. And I have some great bullet points that we'll be going over in this show that I feel like will help a lot of people understand how I function throughout the day. And let me tell you guys, mindset thing for 10 years. All the golden nuggets I'm bringing to you are the things that are epiphanies recently. Like, these are the best of the best of everything I've ever done. So one thing's going to be fed. So that's highest frequency, vibrancy on a higher power. So above what you are now. So I'll dive into that. And then another thing is gratitude, being thankful. I feel like a lot have had an eye-opener on what it means and how it should be approached. Hello?
When people say be thankful, be grateful, I mean, there's a lot that that comes to that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm thankful. Like, I'm not gonna sit and just like spend time being grateful for things. But like for you, like what does that do? I mean, for me, let's start with me. Like whenever I sit and I think, I'm just grateful because I remember where I was and where I am now. And I'm just like, the only possible explanation of that is grace, which means favor that I didn't deserve. In other words, like, dude, I can't even believe I'm where I am now, from where I was. And when I think about that, I'm really just referencing the mindset that I had at that time. Because what's interesting about the way that we work is we can literally go within our minds, kind of stand outside of ourselves and watch ourselves in our minds the way we used to be and the way we used to think and the way we used to act and the way we used to do. Do you ever do that? Do you ever look back and like look at yourself and just say, damn, I'm so thankful that I made the right decisions each day to wake up and think the way I do or I did to get me to where I am now?
Oh, yeah. Before I get into that, I kind of want to go into what you just went over because I had something pop in my head that was pretty good. You said you're like, I got to this point, and you know, I did. Grace gave it to me. I didn't deserve it, right? But everyone does deserve everything. You know, you deserved it because of how you uh, how you put yourself out there, what how you put your faith out there to do actions, to have faith in this world, to elevate yourself.
Well, let's talk about that because faith, some people don't even know what faith is, bro. Some people are
But
power,
well, here, let me
power.
finish. Let
Yeah,
me
finish
finish
that.
this one point real quick, because, um, but now, like, think about this now, Tanner. Now you believe in yourself so much, and I know you're worthy to receive all these things. Think about the difference from when you may have not thought you deserved it to now, where you feel you're deserving of it. That's where the difference in manifesting comes in, right? When you feel you're unworthy, you have a lot more ups and downs, because you're like, oh man, do I really deserve all these things? But then when you feel worthy, you feel like, you know what, I love myself, God loves me, I do the actions, I do the right things for all these things to come together, and I believe. That's when you manifest, and it's not such a rocky road, because your mindset is on a HFEV, which is high frequency energy vibrancy, where if any bad situations come in, you handle them at such a high energy level that they're just not roadblocks anymore. You see a
Oh, dude,
mountain.
I just got an epiphany, man, and it's like, so I don't know if you guys can tell listening to this, the audio is different than it is. I'm driving, Alex is in the field, and it's so important to us to get this Mindset Monday out because we know how important it is to you. So the mindset is by any means, we'll figure it out, we'll get it done. And what's interesting is that Alex, bro, I'm getting ready to travel on a highway, but I'm in intense traffic right now. Stop and go traffic, bro. I got a big truck in front of me. I got a big one behind me. I can't see in front of me. I'm getting a little frustrated because, you know, I know that when I hit that highway, I'm gonna have a feeling of like, oh, all right, good, I can rock and roll. But now it's like a lot of like things are coming at me. I got people walking in front of me, like, dude, it's insane. And it's interesting in life, we know that if we just stick with it, that we're going to feel the feeling as though we're driving on the highway where we're just building momentum, we're going fast at our pace, at our speed. But during the time of us in traffic, I believe that it's important that we have the faith of implementing the feeling that we're going to feel on the highway during the time that we're in the traffic, and that's going to carry us to follow through. Do you follow me on that analogy?
Do you understand? Like, you just segued me beautifully into gratuity, into thankfulness with that what you just did. Like, I'm like, is he so connected to me that he really just did that so beautifully, where I could just jump in here and people will understand so easily what I mean by being thankful. I love it. So
Jump
I'm
in.
gonna give me a little bit. So this is good. I'm gonna take over for a little bit here with your story. It's perfect. Yes. So you know how people, there's a lot on manifestation. Uh, Envision your future. Envision that big win, that those $1 million, that big company, that perfect relationship. That's the highway, right?
Right.
Now, but so those big wins that we envision and we try to get to, those are life once in a lifetime, blessings. We're trying to get these high marks that only happen once in a while in our lives, and we're waiting to be thankful for that moment. So think about it. 95% of your life you're waiting for these 5% moments where you're not happy because you're not thankful for
Damn.
everything that's going on in your life.
Wow. We're just waiting to hit the highway.
You're waiting to hit the highway and you're not even thankful that you can breathe. Let me give a little story right now. I was talking to someone, And they're like, Alex, because I talk to this stuff about everyone. I just in an appointment, and they want me to go speak at their church. All right, like I live this boom nominalism stuff, and I'm telling you. So this lady was like, hey, you're so right with us not being able to be thankful for the littlest things, because my grandma has to go to the hospital and pay $500 a day for oxygen to live. When we get an overabundance of breathing as much as we want every day for free, and overlook it and never be like, man, thank God I could breathe today.
Bro, I literally just took the biggest breath and just was like, oh, dude, I'm so
But
thankful.
think about if you could get on such a gratuity level where you can be thankful for every breath.
Wow.
Happier when you're thankful for something. So if you could get on a vibrancy where you're thankful for your car, for your phone, not for the things that you get to distract yourselves with, but for what they are and how it helps you, you know, then if you could be thankful along the whole journey, that big blessing, it's not that much of a change you expected, because you're always in that frequency
Of expectancy, and they come more often.
Those big blessings come way faster because you're operating at such a high energy frequency that you're attracting it and pulling it towards you so much faster, because you're making better decisions, different decisions, the more difficult task, instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna go do that later, you know. So it's so important, like how you said, you're in the stop and go traffic, you're mad because you're in the stop and go traffic, but hey, you have a car to be in the stop and go traffic. There's roads to be in the stop and go traffic.
There's traffic lights to make sure my turn comes, right?
To make money in the stop and go traffic.
Right.
So, and you're like, well, so now I try to myself be or angry or unthankful. I'm like, you know what? I have 6 appointments today. So right now I'm out of my day to do this, and I'm so grateful to do that. You know? Right. So I look at it like I'm able to reach out right now and spread boom nominalism and joy and faith in yourself, belief in your stuff, and I'm stop and go traffic right now, right? But I love this stop and go traffic because I can't get to the highway.
But you said something. You said something that was really good, bro, and it was about the fact that 95% of the time we're working toward the 5% highlights that we strive toward. I mean, that's crazy, right? Like, there are these big moments in life that we put. Everyone's got a.
Yeah.
Every goal, whether that goal is to build your business, or it's to sell a job, or whatever level, or to create more love in your marriage or relationship. For some, on the opposite side of the spectrum, maybe that goal is to find the fix for the day, right? It doesn't matter. Everyone has a goal in mind. And ultimately, it's like, usually the big goals, the ones that I first mentioned, are the ones that take so much of our time, energy, and effort. And for some, it feels like stop and go traffic. Someone listening to this right now is going through stop and go traffic in their business. And one day they feel like they'll be able to take a big sigh of relief when they hit this quote unquote goal. But guess what, Alex? Talk about the illusion of that feeling when they get there, because for some, if the highway has stop and go traffic, which could happen, right? You've been on highways, right?
Yeah, I live in Orlando.
So how do you handle, so let me make a point and I'll let you take over. If you're thankful and you operate stop and go traffic and feel the same way you would feel if you were on the highway during the stop and go traffic, if the highway doesn't meet the expectations, you don't get thrown off course. In other words, if your destination isn't what you thought it would be, you're not going to lose you're not going to lose your head.
Your
right?
momentum.
So tell me about your momentum, right? Because you're already at such a neutral level in terms of the fact that nothing external can motivate you, in a sense that like you're not striving for the end goal, you're actually falling in love with the process. Tell me about how you handle when your goal gets met and it doesn't give you the feelings that carried you through to
So,
get to that goal.
let me break it down so people could understand where, like, these are things that are just piercing my heart. Before, ask Tanner, I'd call and be like, dude, I hate this. Like, I have to do all this. Like, I would be the one who complained about the whole journey. But in my journey of mindset, in opening up myself to new possibilities, in envisioning me being happy and open, my mind has been able to let these concepts enter where I don't I want these big things, but when I realize, dude, I'm not gonna be unhappy until I get that big thing or if it comes. So, like from your question, regardless if it's stop and go on the road or stop and go, still alive. You still have another breath to pivot and make the life you want. Going back to what Tanner said, like having these people, like if you're in your business right now, okay, listeners, if you're in your business right now, you're like, oh my God, I need this to happen, or I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'm so stretched thin, like I can't find people. I can't grow this business. It's impossible. I'm scared. How you talk, you're manifesting that it won't happen 100%. And then two, if you're of you needing these things, like if this event doesn't happen, you're not going to be free. You're already, you don't have that event at a lack of that event, and you're always pushing that event away. So you need to be able to be grateful. You need to start getting able, you need to practice being able to feel gratuity. It's a practice, just like lifting weights, just like smiling. Like it's however you act every day, you're practicing making that your demeanor. You could pivot and change anything at any time, but it's going to take practice, like dribbling a basketball, then going between your legs, then doing 3 moves at a time. All right. I could tell you that right now. Mindset, no one teaches it, but once you start to see how you can operate and pivot from your mind to where you want to be, you're going to attract all the events that you ever wanted without even trying. So,
But the key is awareness of what you're not aware of currently, or else this conversation, would be just confirmation to you if it's something that you're listening to, saying like, I'm now recognizing that my words are affecting the reality that I have. Everything that's going on around you is a result of your own thinking and the words that you've said and the
right.
direction that you've set yourself in. Now, I heard this really interesting, analogy of like the human mind being like a computer program, and what we put into it is what we're going to get out of it. Like any software, you put in a function, you get out a result. And like Alex, what you're doing each day is you're choosing to put in this function of high energy, high frequency, high vibrancy. On the flip side of this, you might think, well, okay, there was a time, Alex, where you went through depression,
100%.
sadness, loneliness, anger, everything's against me, this whole opposite side of the spectrum. How hard was it for you to change the old programming and input a new program? Almost like when you upgrade your operating system on your phone, right? It's like you gotta plug that sucker into power, right? Then you gotta hit the upgrade button, and you gotta wait, and then you gotta shut that phone off and turn it back on, and it's new, right? So my goal for this talk here today is for you to give us some strategy, because as much as it sounds good, someone's going to get intimidated by this. And I know that because I was that person. Be like, dude, this guy's talking about these things, these concepts that are so far removed from where I'm at mentally. I'm not even going, because this guy
So
sounds insane.
let me cut in right here and let me tell everybody one thing really quick. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
I still wake up every morning and I have to choose to raise my energy, frequency, vibrancy. I wake up every morning, ha- still maybe having that feeling of depression. I wake up every morning, a feeling of I'm not worthy. Those are the remnants. They stick around to see, are you sure you're powerful enough to get rid of me? I feel it. It takes everything in the morning to change that mindset right away, to be like, no, I can overcome this. I'm higher than this. I'm boom nominal. So I'm still living in a little bit of a delusional, but it's changing. I feel it. I feel the thoughts changing. I see the thoughts changing. Like you said, it's a computer system. So you might tell yourself for 1 hour a day, I'm awesome. I'm phenomenal. I'm going to better in my life. But what is your brain doing for the other 23 hours? Are you
Autopilot.
autopilot on the other spectrum? So, guys, I've been on this for 10 years. And I'm just getting, I would say, to a medium point where my mind is more optimistic than negative.
But you were
So
different 10 years ago. You didn't have 12 employees. You didn't have a baby. You didn't have a wife. You didn't have all these things. So it's almost
I had nothing.
like,
You
bro,
know what
like
I had
as
a
you
drinking
progressed in
problem
life,
and a substance problem. That's what I had.
right? But in terms of not only your change, like because you did that, it prepared you for the things you added on to your life at this moment. And it's like it's never too late to begin this journey. Like if you actually sat and you're listening to this right now, like you made it a point to actually be open to being challenged in terms of the way you think, which is like crazy because you are what you think. So in other words, you're questioning who you are by listening to a mindset talk about maybe there's something that you're missing in terms of how you think that are altering your actions and the way your business is. Like people come to me, Alex, they say, I have this problem in my business. And really all I try to do is adjust the way they think and give them confidence in another direction. And it's like, holy crap, you solved my issue. And I'm like, no, you solved your issue because you actually finally affirmed what you've been telling yourself, and it's in a positive way rather than thinking you can't. So Alex, bro, when it comes to your business, because that's really where I want to get to, I want to keep steering you into applying this to business because number one, you're talking to business owners, and number two, business is hard. You're doing freaking 7 to 8 kitchens a week. Not only are you balancing 12 to 15 employees on a daily basis, you're balancing all those customers, all those demands, all those text messages, all those calls, all those emails, everything is on your shoulders, and you got to come home at night with a smile on your face, and you choose to come on here and uplift the hundreds, almost thousands of people that listen to this podcast. Give me some tangible tools that I can use each day to switch that on, right? You said that you
right
have
here's
to
the
do
main
this.
one.
How are you doing this?
This
Break
is
it
the
down.
main one. Look, this is the main one, and it's the base of boom nominalism. All right, and that's you can make any word up you want for how you want to live your life. I always use the word boom. Was like you should say boom nominal. I said phenomenal. So my wife was like, you should just claim the word boom nominal. That's what I have done. So boom nominalism is your highest frequency, energy, vibrancy in every moment of your own life. Not anyone else's life, your life. Compare yourself to anybody else. This is in every situation in your life. You get to stop and be aware and be like, am I at my highest frequency, energy, vibrancy? Okay.
You want the quickest way to be miserable? You compare yourself. I'll stop there, but that is just something I need to say.
You gotta with mindset. You gotta just look. Aristotle said it. The wisdom thyself. So wisdom is letting your ego go and learning what you do that isn't making you the best you, and then bringing that into a practical function where you can write out, hey, these are the things I don't want to do anymore, and this is how I'm gonna not do that anymore, right? So you could bring the spiritual into the practice. Okay, but let me finish with HFEV, which is highest frequency energy vibrancy. So if you become aware of your energy at every moment, you're able to raise your energy 1 to 2% in every decision you make every day. That means your reality is going to change because you're making you're tweaking it a little bit on a higher frequency where you're going to make better decisions. You're going to do everything a little bit better to where in 2 to 3 months you're like, holy cow, look at my life right now. It's changed a little bit. And then I'm going to tell everyone this, look, when you start raising your energy, you're going to start feeling crappy some days. You're going to be like, man, why do I feel so
how does raising energy work, though?
Let me finish this. I'm going to feel crappy some days. And you're going to ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? And then you got to say, the only reason you're feeling that bad because you raised your to feel a better way. Before you didn't even know you felt that bad. That was just energy. Go ahead, Tanner.
When it comes to, like, it almost sounds like you got to fake it. It almost sounds like you got to fake it till you make it.
A little,
right?
You
like
got
in the
to,
beginning.
yeah. You're a great imposter.
Like literally, like I'm still doing, dude. It's an everyday freaking thing, bro. You like this isn't something that you
right?
do. Yeah, it's every day. It's every day. Like
but
it's
I'm
not something that
into
you
it
do.
every day.
You're like, I built this muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like you become, but it's almost like you're switching the gear. Like for example, man, like again, like just, with kids and family, it's almost like you carry the weight of your business. And sometimes when something comes up, maybe you're a little sharp to your wife, a response, or maybe you kind of get a little frustrated with your kids. And it's like that you got to watch what is your automatic program in your mind on how you react. It has to do with what you say. First, what you say to your head, and then what comes out of your mouth.
Yep.
Okay. Out of the heart, the mouth speaketh, right? So start with what's going on inside. And if you're saying things in your head that's like angry, like when you think of like your wife asking you to do a errand or a chore, and your brain and your mind is saying, she just keeps loading my plate up, right? As opposed to, I'm so grateful to have a wife that loves me and trusts me to handle this responsibility. That's a small example in what my mind is interpreting what you're saying, Alex, is
100%.
Take those minute things that automatically heat you up and process it in a way that comes out clean, crisp, and cool, boom, nominal.
And
you're going to see your world change.
The thankfulness then ties in. Voice come in like, I'll drop the F-bomb because we got to do one episode. Fuck that girl, or fuck my wife. Even go to that level, right? Like a jerk. You get to.
Yeah.
I stop myself from that mindset. I'm so thankful that I'm aware enough now to notice that's not how I want to think. So now you're
it's so
making
crazy
yourself
how that ties
proud
into
along
gratitude.
the way. Guys, this is a difficult journey.
Yeah.
You guys have programmed yourself for how many years? You don't even know how you got programmed because you got programmed when you were a little kid from your parents or from society. And now you keep getting programmed. So you have an autopilot of 95% of your life. So you got to be like, all right, this is going to take some time, but I'm willing because I'm freaking awesome. I'm boom nominal, and I'm going to change, and I'm going to become the best person I could be for my wife, my kids, my customers, everyone in my life, so that this world's better and people know there's great contractors out there, and you'll see just everything changing. Remember the first mindset. I was scarcity in jobs, remember? And I said, I'm switching my mindset. I put it out there for the world to hear, to challenge. I challenged, right? I was like, I'm going to do this, right? I got 15 jobs. So I went from 4 to 5 jobs. The next week, just putting my faith and the action in also, because you got to have the action in with the faith, or it's going to take too long, right? So 15 jobs, right? Then the next week, last week, 12 jobs. This week, I already have 10 with 4 more appointments. So in 3 weeks prior, I had 12 to 15 jobs. The last 3 weeks, I'm going to have 37 to over 40 jobs in 3 weeks.
Yeah. Sold by you, stamped by you.
Sold by me, stamped by me. The difference was I started appreciating and being thankful for everyone calling in to Cabinet Coding Kings instead of saying they are lucky if I call them. So look, right
that
there,
was
that
your
little
old
piece,
mindset. I want you to be vulnerable. That was your old mindset.
Yes, yes.
Like that because you used to really have that mindset of like, I'm the best, customers need me. And then when you switch that, bro, it's like, I thought that was really impressive because that was an ego move to eliminate that area.
Oh, super ego move. Look, guys, this is me being authentic. There's a lot of things I'm working on right now, but everything I talk about with you are the things that work and help me get better. So I'm not Mr. Perfect. I still give my wife looks here and there. I don't say the best things. I'm a work in progress. But I've done it, with a passion that I can't, I can't articulate it. It's in my heart to be the best person I could be through this mindset. And I just want you guys to know I'm giving you the best of what I know that works for me along every step of the way. And these are the things that in 10 years have really skyrocketed my evolution as a human being. And my business, like my mindset being higher frequency, higher energy, higher vibrancy. My business is like, I did 7 jobs this week. 5 of them just ended yesterday. I've only 2 left. My manager has everything set up for next week. He's going to go have some fun, half day today. The better I got everything in the last 3 weeks from when I shifted my mindset, everything raised. Everything in my whole life went up. Guys, I promise. Little tweaks here and there. Look, let's take golf for an example. When you hit your driver, if you tweak it not even a degree, if you hit it different, it could go into the bushes, it could go into the trees. So a 1 degree tweak in your mindset could put you right fairway, or as we were talking about earlier, cruising on the highway.
Yeah. Number 1 great book recommendation is The Compound Effect. Okay, everything Alex is saying is about little minute changes that create massive change over time. You got to start. The momentum kicks in. I'm riding momentum now. Alex and I are riding the momentum, but foot off the gas. We're just at a better foundational place. Like there's a certain threshold we will not sink below. Like that is what you're aiming for, because there are off days here. Okay, let's make it clear. But because we've been building momentum for so long, we're able to recognize our actions and behaviors and words and thoughts in a way that says, okay, we've been here before. Let's stop this behavior now and realign. I call it getting back to center. So that's
I like that.
I would say.
Listen to that, guys. That's a good point from Tim.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because we deviate some, right? But if you haven't been working on this, it's almost like you build 5 years. You don't have to work out again for 10 years. You're going to have a certain threshold that your muscles just have adopted to. Just by being active in the gym for so long, for such an amount of time. Obviously, I'm not saying don't work out for 10 years, but the mindset won't stoop below a certain level. That's part number 1. So compound effect.
And you could get back to center a lot faster.
Like if you could jump back, it happen. Okay. But anyway, where I want to hit at is this. We started off talking about gratitude. Gratitude is a great way. It's a tool that you can use in your minor interactions, right? Like, in other words, with business, utilize gratitude in a way that is so effective to the people that work for you. It's almost like gratitude is like a currency to the people that work for you. So I utilize it. It's the cheapest form of currency. And it's just one of those things that has no negative effects. Anytime you use gratitude, it's just being thankful. It's like one of those things where there's nothing in return for you other than you're giving something when you're gratitude. And I think when you do that, obviously the biggest benefit to you is that it puts things into perspective. That's what Alex brought up about the lady who had to pay $500 for oxygen. Perspective here, okay? In other words, just have perspective. So gratitude, perspective. Perspective is a child of awareness. Awareness is a 360 look around your actions, your words, your thoughts. And when you start to really identify that you can actually pay attention to your thoughts in a way that allows you to say things and articulate them in a way that you know what the result will be, that is next level. So awareness, we have gratitude, perspective, awareness, and my last point here is humility. Understanding that, look, humility and gratitude go hand in hand. There's really only a few things in life that should get you to a point where you're just angry, or you just want to give up, when you really dial in the gratitude behind it. So when you're pursuing this journey, think of those four things. Alex, dude, any last thoughts that you want to give? Give our loyal audience here who love listening to you, man. Any power tips for
Well,
this
I
week?
was just gonna say, I was gonna go off what you just said. Humility is thankfulness. Like when you're able to say thank you, that means you're humble that you were able to receive this. When you're not able to feel gratitude, that means your ego is thinking you just deserve it and you should get it. So that
Wow.
would be an easy place to really start to see where your mindset is. Like, oh, I get these jobs. I like before. The jobs will just come. I got kicked in the
Right,
ass by God, and I'm
right,
like, all right, well, I really do want
right.
my business. I love this business. I love getting jobs. I'm gonna be grateful for every one, not the 20th one. I'm gonna be happy as hell all the way up the hill. So that's my one thing for everybody would be try to be as grateful as you can for meaningful little things along the journey to the big thing, because that will allow you to be happy in your life, and it'll allow you to get to those big accomplishments faster and with a better journey, and then when you
Yeah,
get to that big thing, it's your life isn't so different. It's not such a like, I got it, like you knew you were gonna get it,
yeah,
and that you're like, yes, thank you, I confirmed I
yeah,
got it.
yeah.
So that's just it, man. Be more thankful, be empathetic to people around you, hone your own power. Don't let people take your power. Don't let situations take your power. Like when situations make you angry, you're giving your power away to the situation. The only thing you could control are your emotions, your energy, vibrancy, frequency. So if you want to be a real man, you want to be in control like a real person, the control your vibrancy, energy, and frequency to the highest level of love, of greatness, then you got the world in your hand.
I'm charged up, man. That was awesome. Alex, you're a treasure. Appreciate you, man. And we're looking forward to bringing it next week. So I want to give a challenge out to those listening this week to, on your next estimate, when you go to your next estimate, I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. This is for my people that are selling jobs on the spot. Okay. I want you to pay attention to how you initially think when you present your price. I want you to think about what you're saying to yourself. I want you to think about what energy you're feeding the other person who's looking at your price, because when you give your price, if you're thinking they're not going to go for this is too high, they're going to say no, maybe I should lower it. If those are the things that you're thinking, guarantee you chances are they're going to come true. But if you go into that estimate with the mindset of I'm phenomenal, I'm boom nominal, our customers love us, we're going to do the absolute best job. We're the best fit for the customer. And you psych yourself up in that fashion when it comes time to present the price. This price is perfect. They are getting more value in return for the dollar they're giving us. I want you to challenge yourself and pay attention to that. And if it's anything less than boom nominal, I want you to change that on your next estimates this week. And I want you to see the change. Alex, do you agree with that challenge?
And it brings it back to, are you deserving or are you unworthy for that price? Like you were saying earlier, Tanner. So remember, you're always worthy. You're always phenomenal. You deserve the best. You go out there. You be confident. Remember, it's a practice every time. It doesn't have to be perfect right away. Think of life as you're practicing a game. And now you're practicing being on a higher frequency, energy, and vibrancy.
Boom. All right, brother.
Better.
Thank you, my friend.
Little bit. Thankful. Little bit.
Love it, man. All right, brother. Thank you. We'll see you next Monday.
All right. Boom.
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for listening to that Mindset Monday. I hope it was of extreme value to you. And before you go, I'd love to share with you a Dripjobs testimonial from Mark Bradford. So Mark was someone that was on the fence. He really actually signed up and then canceled and then signed up again. And now he is one of our pro users. So that really means that he's just killing it with it. And he agreed to come on and share his experience, 5 minutes long. You can hear a little bit about what Dripjobs does, how it's helping Mark. And, you guys know by now the impact that I'm trying to make in this industry. So if you're on the fence, I'm putting these pro spotlights here so you can listen to how Dripjobs is really helping other contractors take control of their time, take control of their business. And man, it's just all good. So if you want, hang out a little bit longer and you're going to hear Mark's testimonial.
What's up, everyone? I'm here with Mark Bradford. Okay, first of all, let me start with this. You were one of the most skeptical people to ever use Dripjobs. What's changed, man? Do you like it? Was it worth it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing is like the return on investment is like instant. As soon as you integrate it with, the stuff that you already have in place. I linked it with my website, with my get a request a quote button.
Yeah.
And it's just every phone call that I get for customers requesting an estimate, I just redirect them to the website and Dripjobs takes over from there.
Love it.
So yeah, it's definitely been a game changer. I'm still learning some of the aspects of it, and I think it's great that there's new and updated features coming in all the time. So and I'm definitely excited for the Google Calendar when that comes.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely made a huge difference.
Good.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was one of the things is because you and I had spoke before and you weren't sure if, because sometimes it might feel like Dripjobs is too big, right? Because I know that you kind of do your own thing. Are you still, solo?
Well, I do have a couple full-time guys and a part-time guy. So,
cool.
it's,
all right.
Yeah, it's, we're definitely growing. So we want to use, whatever's appropriate as we grow. And I think that
grow into
Dripjobs,
it. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's still some features of Dripjobs that I don't utilize yet, but that's just because I need to take the time to really fine tune them and tweak them.
Absolutely.
So I still use every part of it. It's just there's some parts of my old estimating process that work in tandem.
Yep.
So eventually we'll be merging that. Like I said, it's just, it's a fine tuning process.
So a couple things. You mentioned the booking link, and I just want to make sure you know this. I know you're directing people to go to your website, but we added a button on the bottom menu. It says new request. Have you seen that on the Dripjobs app?
That I don't know that I've seen that. No.
You got to check it out. So if someone calls you, you hit that button and you just punch in their phone number and it sends them the link. So you don't have to say, hey, go to the website. You just hit that button, put in their phone number, and then just like that, they get the link to fill out the form.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
So save a step there. So you've been using it now for, I think, 2 months. We reached out to you because you're killing it. Just curious in terms of you've been sending proposals. Have people been responding to the automated messages?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, getting onto the Dripjobs drips and getting to scheduling has been very quick. So honestly, most of the responses that I've been getting through the automated responses have been like just
After you
because
send the proposal mostly?
after I send the
Right.
proposal, and so I've gotten maybe one or two where they were kind of on the fence, and the automated email helped sway them over to the side.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
but for the most part, it's, a lot of them have been just, I go out, do the estimate, and they want to get on the schedule within the next couple days. So,
Huge,
um,
man.
yeah, absolutely.
So overall, would you say, I mean, it's pretty easy, software can be pretty crazy. I mean, one of our focuses as a company is to like try to make it as simple as possible for you to get in, do what you need to do and get out. Do you feel as though like, it's pretty easy to navigate and use?
I think once you spend a good day and a half with it, it's, yeah, you can jump right in as long as
Cool.
you're, somewhat computer savvy. Absolutely. Yeah.
Love it,
So
man.
it's getting more user friendly, I feel like.
Yeah. Did you
From the
notice we
start.
started putting the lead sources there on the
Yeah.
on the deal cards?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. It's
I
just
like
being
that.
able to see where people come from, right?
Yeah, and the customers have been using it too. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we force
it's
them to on that
yeah.
form.
I
Yeah. I
wondered
mean,
because it just started all of a sudden. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
word of mouth, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. And
Okay.
you know what? Generally, people are really honest on there, which
Yeah.
is cool. It's
Yeah.
not like, they just like pick whichever one. Cause I'll kind
Yeah.
of follow up. So I'm like, how'd you hear about it? Just to see if they lied. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, that matches with what you put.
Yeah.
It's like, I
Yeah.
got data that I need to look at, lady. So make sure you're correct here.
Right.
No, that's awesome,
Exactly.
man. So just last thing, man, I always like to end with this on one of these is you were on the fence more than, like I said, anyone. I think you tried it and then you didn't use it. And then I think Mike gave you a kick in the butt. And I was like, dude, give it
Yeah.
a try. We sat down. If you if you could talk to somebody that's on the fence, maybe just doesn't have a good system or has their own system and they're thinking about Dripjobs, what's one thing you would say to them, to sway them?
I would say, I mean, you're not locked in, and it, like I said before, the return on investment's immediate. If you can present yourself well to the customer, Drip Jobs will do the rest.
Boom.
That's it.
Love
Keep
it,
it
man.
simple.
Keep
Hmm.
it simple. Mark,
Yeah,
you're the man. Continued success for you, my friend. I see that you're growing and I think it's only up from here. I appreciate your time, man. This was 100%
absolutely.
voluntary on your part, bro. And it means a lot. You
Yep.
took time out of your day to do it. So thanks, man.
Thanks a lot, Tanner.